It's the Flex Zone Podcast, back from a week off, but to keep the content pumping each and every Monday night here in the Man Cave, the only place giving you your sports how you want it when you need it. Hit that thumbs up, smash that like button, tackle that bell, and make sure you subscribe. Join the Flex Zone family, the hottest sports podcast on all these YouTube airways and beyond. We got a big show tonight. We're talking about LeBron James, worth the Billy, Darvin Ham, the new head man in LA. And of course, we're breaking down the NBA Finals like no one else can here on the Flex Zone Podcast, the only place giving you your sports how you want it, when you need it. We're running a three-man weave tonight. We're giving you that sports talk that you love so much. Get ready for a brand new episode right after this. Breaking off the competition, worse than Lori Harvey and Michael B. Jordan. It's the Flex
Oh,
Zone
damn.
Podcast, the only place giving you your sports fellas how you want it.
When you need it.
First and
Ah,
foremost,
damn.
big shout out to Snowman in the morning. Big Snow. Appreciate you. Shout out to you beating cancer, my brother. Always appreciate your support as always. Salute to you and yours. And yes, Crevonte, I was bringing the heat, baby. It's been 2 weeks, but I got to keep the people on their toes. Speaking of Goofy of the Week, by the way, late entry, but we can talk about that down the line as well. If you would like to, as Roger would say, she's for the streets. But we're here back on the Flex Zone, episode 345. Y'all know the rules. Three-man weave. Crevonte, the ball don't touch the what?
Don't touch the floor, man. Don't not touch the floor.
That's right, and we're on our way up. Appreciate all the subscribers, the new members of the Flex Zone family, everybody tuning in. Thank you, everybody who watched us last night. Big shout out to Michael, Queen Mia, Mr. Bates himself, and of course, Big Raj as well, getting the views up and the subscribers. Appreciate everybody. And as always, thank you again. We'll be here live on Wednesday with the NBA Finals. We'll give you more details on that later on. As I said, episode 345, LeBron worked for Billy, Darvin Ham, the new coach of the Lakers, and we're talking those NBA Finals. And Crevante's got a very spicy goofy for you and yours after a week off. But I'm starting with the man himself, the social media producer, the man who makes this show pop on all these social media airways, Big Raj, the man who shares his meat with the queens.
That's right. I share my meat with
What?
that wants my meat.
Wow.
It's
Wow.
fantastic, bro. To get the reference and the joke, you have to watch last night's live stream or the AEW live stream. But anyways, yes, I share my meat with people, Crevonte, if you don't know.
And he feeds him with a fork.
And I feeds it to him with a fork. Yeah, exactly.
Wow. What?
Yes, glad to be back on the show. Glad it's another Monday night in the Man Cave. Our good brother Dre is out doing some felonious things, I guess, in Dominican Republic, I believe. And we're here. We're here to rock out as always, give you your sports take of the week, and just doing what we do, baby. So please subscribe to the Flex Zone Podcast on YouTube. Hit that bell for notifications and hit that like button so that the video can go more viral than what it already is. And hit that. Please support and let your friends know that the Flex Zone is here. And I do share my meat with people. There you go.
Yo,
Shout
we
out
can't.
to
We can't. This can't be. This can't be what we've come to.
shout out to the base family for tuning in last night, tuning in and being part of the live stream as always. Lamar, I know you're somewhere watching. Carolyn as well. Appreciate you guys. And yes, your cousin is still goofy. But this
Very.
next man, there he is. Lamar, what's up, brother? Appreciate you last night. Just shouted you out. This next man, he gets the famous introduction this week. He is the voice of reason. He's the captain of the goofy ship. He is the Commander Lauren. He is Commander Crevonte. You must salute him. Don't forget, he's wearing all black because he's putting these goofies in the funeral home. And that's right. He's not breaking up with him. He's got a great woman and he values her. It's the father of the year, Crevonte, baby.
Hey man, I appreciate that, good brother. But my God, Raj, it's been too long, brother. It's been too long. I done missed too much, yo. uh, appreciate the intro, B. And Monday nights, you already know what it is. I'm ready to get into it. We had a week off, ready to get back into the swing of things. And yeah, let's do this. And I definitely do have a spicy goofy of the week for my good people.
Episode 345. Hit that like button, subscribe, smash that bell for all notifications. And always, 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 we appreciate the love. Let's get straight to it. Forbes magazine, you may have heard of, has officially named LeBron James a billionaire. He becomes the first active NBA player to reach the milestone and the second NBA player to reach billionaire status, joining who else other than Michael Jeffrey Jordan, who is retired. So LeBron, the first active NBA player. Jordan obviously did it after he retired. Crevonte, I'm gonna start with you, my brother. We can say what we want about LeBron on the court, but off the court, he's a mogul. He's a living legend. He's just somebody you want to be like. And when it comes to getting those B's, he's getting them in his bank account, billions that is.
Yo, man, I nowhere near surprised. Um, the only thing is, it's like, yo, he's still playing, and he's still playing at a high level. He's still very much LeBron James, and he still very much means something to the game of basketball while raking in these billions of dollars from his umpteenth number of endorsements. Obviously his contracts and school, like everything. He has his hands in so many different avenues. He has a wild number of incomes, and Raj, we all know that's the way to get it. You gotta have multiple streams of income. We're
Yep.
trying to do one right now, B, and my man has several. And I don't think YouTube is one of them, which is interesting.
It might
but
be though.
but
Might
it,
be.
it, it might be. Listen, man, how much you want to bet? LeBron's gonna have a podcast soon, like his own, like a podcast soon. He's going to that's coming, and that'll be another stream of income. So I'm not surprised from the way he started off his career with the Nike deal, and once that ran out, they gave him a lifetime deal, umpteen number of shoes. The surplus that alone, the surplus that he had when he left Cleveland and then came back to Cleveland was crazy. I've never seen one man go to a city and everything go up. Like just everything go up just for the mere fact of him being there. And he's playing basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like this is absolutely amazing. Um, First ever to still be active and playing at a high level. This is amazing. I am absolutely not surprised. It was only a matter of time. And also, he's in other sports too. Like,
Baseball.
like he has a Rite Aid receipt worth of things that he's involved in. And my shout out to my boy G. No scandals, like
Up
and and,
G.
and that's and Roger Bauer. We know that's another way to keep your money clean and keep your money coming in. No scandals. But yeah, it's absolutely, absolutely amazing. Um, I can't wait to see what more he has in store for us and himself in the future. Yeah, it's out of this world what he's doing, but I'm not surprised.
Big shout out to G. Shout out to Miss Queen. Big shout out to Mark. Mark, I think the shop is kind of a hybrid, but it's more of a TV show with the podcast format. That's the best way I can put it. Which gets everybody on there. Shout out to him. But real quick, Raj, before you go, Cravante, you mentioned the money aspect. He earned $121 million last year on and off the court. He landed the number 2 spot on 10 highest paid athletes of 2022 behind Lionel Messi, but he has made 387 million from the Cavs, Miami Heat, and Lakers, and raked in another 900 million from other ventures and endorsements such as lifetime Nike deal, Blaze Pizza franchises, send some free pizzas, Blaze, I like that pizza, a video production company, and brings his pre-tax earnings to over 1.2 billion. We mentioned the baseball and the soccer as well, so add that in there as well, Crevonte.
Yo, it's amazing. And for him to have I feel like he's always had this mindset, like even at a young age, it's not many 18-year-olds you could give that type of money to and they continue to keep their head on straight. He's always had tunnel vision on being the greatest, basketball player ever. But along the way, along with bringing some of his, family, friends, and teammates with him, even from high school. Um, he's always had things figured out. He's always been well calculated in the things he does and the thing he puts his mind and efforts into outside of basketball. So this is just not. It makes so much sense. And honestly, over the course of 20 years, he did this. You know what I'm saying? He was, 17, 18 when that money started coming in. And now what is he, 37? Yeah, I think he'll be 38 at the end of the year.
Yep, in December.
Over the course of basically 20 years, he's been able to accumulate everything. And he's always, like I say, he's always been well calculated. I'm sure he has a great advisory team that keeps him on track. But he's been, I haven't heard of anything that's like hasn't done well because you put LeBron James' name on it. It's just it's going to be good, including his body, because that's where majority of the money stems from. You know what I'm saying? Him and his longevity in this game we call basketball, and he's able to get into all the other aspects of it as well. But diving into other sports, especially soccer, that was a great move. Great move.
Raj, I know sometimes y'all get on the LeBron or the guy from Akron as your best friend D would say, part of the ABL, but this man is creating generational wealth for sure. I know you got to love what he's doing off the court.
Hey, man, I will always say that, LeBron James, I might not really care for him as a player over the years since he's joined my Lakers. I'm happy that he's a Laker and he's given us a championship, and that's great. But I could never hate on the man outside of the court, man. I could never hate on this man at all. From the fact that he came out of high school and he took a couple of his friends with him, Maverick Carter being one, and what's the other one's name?
Rich Paul.
Rich Paul. Maverick Carter and Rich Paul, he put them through school, and he helped them get their businesses straight. So in turn, they helped him financially with all these endorsements and all these businesses and movie deals and stuff like that. It's just an amazing thing, man. It's an amazing thing, and now that all that came, and plus on top of that, LeBron James on the court has been phenomenal as well. LeBron James on the court has been great. So he's gotten paid a whole lot of money. He's pretty much put the league on his back, along with Steph Curry and a couple of other guys, Giannis and them. LeBron James has been a force since 2003. Continues to be one of the best players in the NBA. So with all that said, man, LeBron James deserves to be a billionaire. He deserves what he's got right now. He's always been a family guy, always been a stand-up guy, has never been in trouble with the law, has always been on the front lines to actually talk about things that are taboo for athletes at times. And sometimes he puts his foot in his mouth as well. But, I mean, it comes with the territory. But he's always been an outstanding gentleman, and he's always been a great role model for younger kids and adults alike. So, I mean, from day one, man, he's pretty much given us the blueprint on how to be successful. Pretty much be a loyal guy to your friends. Choose the right friends to be around, of course, and have the right circle of friends to elevate them to be on the same level that you are. So I think that it's been great, man. I'm very happy that LeBron James is a billionaire, and I think he deserves everything that's coming his way because he's done nothing but give us an example of what a great family man is, but also what a great businessman is. I remember watching Winning Time with the 1980s Los Angeles Lakers and seeing how Magic Johnson made that one tragic mistake of choosing Converse over Nike. It cost this man almost $5 billion. He could have been a billionaire. He could have been a billionaire right in the NBA, right out of the NBA as well. But it's just mistakes like that, man. You just never know what might happen. LeBron James made all the right decisions, and right now he's reaping the benefits of everything that's coming in his way.
Like Mike O, shout out to you, brother. I see you in the chat. Like Mark
What's up,
said,
Michael?
he been with the same woman since high school too. And as we see with other situations, as I mentioned at the start of the show, that can go a long way too, fellas. You get a good woman, you keep her and treat her right, and you weather the storm. But let us know in the comments what you guys think about the LeBron situation. He's a billionaire, 1.2 billion pre-tax, and I'm sure I think he'll own a team or be part owner of a team before it's all said and done as well. Potentially your Lakers, Raj.
That's fine, man. I mean, I wouldn't mind. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I wouldn't mind at this point.
Crevonte, you want him on ownership with KD and the Wizards?
That would be an interesting team of owners, I tell you. But I think he would start in Cleveland and then work his way around.
Can't forget Cleveland. Shout out to the I Promise School as well. So definitely doing great things for the community as always. But from one head man to another, he has a new head coach, and he's going ham. Darvin Ham, that is.
Ham,
Oh, ham.
oh ham.
Damn.
Yes, Darvin Ham is the new head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. He actually played 8 seasons in the NBA from 1996 to 2005, and he played in the Philippines as well. He most recently coached with the Milwaukee Bucks as an assistant with them from 2018 to 2022, was part of that championship team. So teams loved him. He was also with Coach Bud in Atlanta from 2013 to 2018. He was a Lakers assistant in 2011 and 2013, and that was his first head assistant position, excuse me, in the NBA. He was with G League teams as well, but he won an NBA championship as a player in 2004 and won one, as I mentioned, in
Mike.
2021. Raj, you are the Laker Nation representative today. Obviously, we'll get Dre's and everybody else's more money. Yeah, Bron. Yeah, the buses are they not doing as much as they used to. Oh, ham, Mike. That's right. That's what we'll call him. But Raj, your thoughts on Mr. Ham? He is, like I said, he's only what? He's still young, so he's what? 30 or 48, excuse me. So he's not 50 yet. Still young. He's a black man, a Lakers coach that's black. You don't see that often. Your thoughts?
um, like I said, I got time to think about this. I like the hire. At first, I didn't. At first, I was like, do I like ham and cheese in the morning? Do I like ham at Thanksgiving? Do I like ham at Christmas? Or do I want
Easter.
ham as my head coach? And I was like, you know what? Ham as my head coach sounds delicious as well.
Go
So
away, Raj. Go away.
so
Go away. Go
so I was like, why
away.
not give it a shot, man? What's the worst that you can do? I mean, at this point, we're going to be rebuilding anyway in a couple years. So if Darvin Ham can, withstand some of this stuff that's going to come his way after LeBron and them leave, then he might be the guy for the job. So, I mean, I'm not mad at the hire. I'm glad that a brother is getting a shot to be the head coach. I mean, I think the last brother we had was Byron Scott, and you
Ugh,
saw
that didn't
that
go so well.
didn't go very well at all. But I think Ham has a chance, man. I think Ham has a chance to do something. But I know Crevonte is going to have a goofy of the week, and I'm not going to spoil it for everybody. So I'm gonna allow him to go ham on Darvin in that later part of the show. But I think it's going to be all right, man. I think he's gonna do well. I think the guys are going to respond around him. Are they going to win a championship with him? I don't think so. I don't think they're nowhere near that, but I do think that they'll play a lot harder for Darvin, knowing that he is black man, and he's gonna pretty much, be in the limelight. I think LeBron and them guys are gonna definitely give their all to him, and it's gonna be interesting, man. But I wish him well. I wish him much success. Hopefully he does, get a team around him that's gonna, um, help him coach. I know one of the assistants is Rasheed
Rasheed.
Wallace. So
Rasheed
um,
Wallace.
hopefully Rasheed can help him in those moments of um, of those moments of despair that might come through during the season. Hopefully he can help him through some of those those moments, man. So yeah, there you go.
Is that what you're saying, Raj? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Well, it is legal. They are 420 friendly in California, by the way. So shout out to the good people in
So I'm pretty sure
California.
he
Send
gonna be
free stuff.
he gonna be blazing up, man. After the games, man, he gonna be blazing up. So I mean, hey, he's gonna need it. But I wish both of those brothers good luck. Hopefully LeBron and them, show up and show out. And yeah.
Patchy. Man, y'all on fire in the comments. Crevonte. Before we get to the goofiness, do you like the hire? We always love to see our brothers in charge.
Absolutely. I'm gonna agree with Roger, definitely, at least in that sense, because I think I think it's time for a shift. I can't really say, and Raj, you could speak to this more than I can, but this is going to force the Lakers to almost be patient. And that's one thing typically the Lakers are not, because they're in La La Land. The Lakers isn't just no your ordinary brand. You need to produce damn near
Hmm.
coming in the door, or have produced coming in the door, and this guy has not. So it's almost like the Lakers are forced to be patient. You can't get this guy out of here in 3 years. You can't. You
Nah.
because this is legit, like his first round, like his first real live head coaching experience.
Hmm.
And if you want to get out of the the rut that this organization has been in and out and in and out, you have to be patient with the guy and actually give him the reins and let him be the best head coach he can be. But that whole um, micromanaging, extra people being in the in the meetings, just being unnecessary. Like really, but I think the best way I can put it is micromanaging people. And I know for sure they did it to Frank Vogel. We ain't gotta,
Yeah, they did.
we ain't gotta sugarcoat that. That's what they did. And Frank Vogel, I'm sure, even when they won a championship, he probably never felt comfortable, never,
Right.
because constantly, nobody likes being micromanaged. Nobody likes being overlooked and questioned of the decisions and things that they made. With this guy, you can't do that. You can't. There's no way you can fire this guy in 3 years. Matter of fact, you might as well. Hey, Byron, you might as well red shirt him. This is red shirt year. Nothing bad can happen to him this year. But I love the hire. Um, another brother getting the opportunity, and also being patient,
Hmm.
and that gives him time to get things together. Now, will LeBron James be there for the long haul? Maybe not. Maybe not. But he can use LeBron. He can use LeBron James, because LeBron James is a great mind, a great basketball IQ. Maybe LeBron can open his eyes to some things that a first year coach probably doesn't know, and just absorb, look, listen, and teach. You know what I'm saying? Because even though this is his first year of coaching, he has some things to offer as well.
Hmm.
But I like it, because it seems like Lakers are going in a different direction, and they're going with the brother, and it seems like they're going to be forced to be patient.
And
Well,
well,
you see, yeah,
before you say
go ahead,
anything,
Raj.
yeah, before you say anything about it, I want to say, I'm glad you mentioned patience, because ever since Jerry Bust took over the franchise back in 1980, well, 1979, they have not been patient at all, man. And watching that series, I learned a whole lot about the Lakers, man, that I did not know.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, the patience thing, they have never been a patient organization. They want it right then and right there. They rebuilding is really not in the question. Although they've been rebuilding sometimes, but
Sure.
a lot of the times they don't want to rebuild at all. So they're going to have patience with Darvin. I want him to do well. I want to see what he can do with this team. Maybe he can get something out of Russell Westbrook. I don't know. Hopefully, but we shall see, man. I'm gonna give him some time. Even if they do, even if they stink for a couple years, I still want to give this man at least 3 or 4 years to see what he can actually do to help this Los Angeles Lakers team.
Real quick, Rod, you put it up in the community section of the Flex Zone podcast on YouTube. I put it here on the
Yeah.
show in the comments. Do the Lakers make the playoffs next year, or at least play in with Darvin Ham? Raj, I'll start with you. Yes or no?
Glad you brought that back up. I forgot I posted that. But I got to give it some time, man. I can't just make a prediction. I got to see what that roster looks like. I mean, I understand Anthony Davis, LeBron, and Russell Westbrook is coming back, but I want to see who else they put around them. I want to see if they can get some key veterans that can actually help this team this time. Hopefully, maybe they bring Carmelo back. He played well with them last year. Maybe Kendrick Nunn can come back since he didn't actually do anything last year and he was hurt all last year. Maybe they can bring in some big men that can actually score because Dwight Howard was not it, and neither was DeAndre Jordan. He was terrible. And hopefully they can get some key things like shooting because that's exactly what they need. They need a lot of shooting as well. They couldn't make a 3-point shot to save their life most of the time last year. And hopefully they can get some defenders that can defend. So that's asking for a lot, I know, but that's what they're gonna need if they want to actually make it to at least the playing game in the Western Conference, because the Western Conference is loaded.
But Raj, in
Yes.
order to do at least half of those things that you mentioned, they're going to have to, you know what they're going to have to do? Get younger.
Stay healthy.
They have to get younger. Forget all that. Forget healthy. Health is out the window. We got Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is on the team. Anthony Davis on the team, and LeBron James is 20 years. Is about to be 20 years in the league. And health. Even LeBron James' health is starting to deteriorate a little bit.
It is.
They're going to have to get younger.
It is. It is. You're right. They need some youth on that side. I definitely agree with that. But they don't have no draft picks, man. So they don't have no draft picks for like the next 5 years, man. That's the biggest thing, man. They don't have no leverage to actually get younger like that. So they can get what they can get and probably go over the luxury tax a lot. So
hey man,
I don't know, man.
LA. They in LA. Hey Byron, what LA what they say? F them picks, man. You don't need them. You don't need them, baby.
Yeah. Crevonte, what you think?
But but seriously, as what Mark said, as it's currently constructed now, nope. Nope. Because your main guys are one over the hill, past the prime, old. I don't know any other synonyms I could use, but they're all those things. Yeah, and the West is gonna get better, crazy like next year. Like the Grizzlies, the Warriors will still be there.
The Nuggets.
Phoenix may take a step back actually, but
Utah might too.
But with the Nuggets, yes.
Clippers.
The Jazz may take a step back. The Clippers will be back. It's nah, man. It's just they would need some youth. Because you can't ask this team to play defense, like or like legitly like shut down, and then they're not gonna do any of that. They're gonna do their best, like they're gonna put their all probably on the offensive side of the ball just to keep up. Because outside of Anthony Davis, there's no other elite level defender, and Anthony Davis is on the court 4% of the time. So what are we doing? And again, you said it earlier. Shooting. When you can't shoot the ball, it's like the court gets tight. The court looks smaller because you ain't spreading nobody out, because ain't nobody you're not threatening nobody from beyond the arc really. LeBron James from time to time, yeah, but it's not on no type of consistent basis for him nor the team. So so it's harder to run an offense, especially in the half court. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, it was atrocious
Mhm.
watching the Lakers play half court. And as old as they are, they ain't doing too much running either. So it's like, I don't know. But I'm gonna say no to nothing. No play in, no nothing. I'm nah.
Okay. That's fair.
Let us
That's
know
fair.
what you guys think about Darvin Ham and the Lakers head coach Crevonte. Have more of his goofies of the week talking about that. But let's get into the NBA Finals. We have a 1-1 series, folks. Boston Celtics, Golden State Warriors. It is tied at 1 going into game 3 this coming Wednesday. As you said, we will be live. Let's recap, catch everybody up on the series real quick in case they didn't know. Game 1, the Celtics won 120 to 108. Golden State was killing them through the first 3 quarters. Steph Curry was hotter than fish grease, knocking down threes from everywhere. Then he kind of fell off a cliff. The Celtics got hot from 3, came back, stunned everybody because I was ready to go to bed. I didn't think the game was, I thought the game was over. They win 120, 108. Jason Tatum did nothing. Then last night, Warriors with a blowout win, 107-88. Probably wasn't even that close. I'll start with you, Crevonte. Who did you have in this series, and what do you think about the series now tied 1-1?
So pre uh pre-series, I actually said the opposite of what Mike O said. I said the Warriors in 6. And I solely went that way just because of the experience and the championship pedigree that the Warriors have and they possess. But what I've seen, this is one of those games where this is one of those series where it's destined. I feel as though it's destined to go 7 games. I don't think the Boston Celtics have lost back to back in the playoffs at all. So and the Warriors have to win a game in Boston. So something's going to have to get. Matter of fact, both of those things are true and both can happen. So, but I just feel like it's going to be a legit back and forth series, and it's probably going to end in 7 games. So, my pre-series, I'd say Warriors in 6, but it'll probably end up being Warriors in 7. The Celtics had an amazing, outstanding fourth quarter in game 1. Usually teams don't survive a Warriors third quarter. And that first game, they put up 38. That's a Warrior like third quarter. And then they went into the fourth quarter up double digits. And usually the Warriors at home, double digit lead, fourth quarter, that's an L for whoever they playing. You know what I'm saying? But an outlier happened, an anomaly happened, and Al Horford, of all people, got hot. And as a team, they got hot from 3. JB hit a couple threes. Horford hit a couple threes. Derek White hit a couple threes. And it was like an avalanche that just got crazy. But and you just knew the Warriors were going to have to come back crazy in game 2. Because first of all, you're not losing back-to-back home. You're not using back-to-back home games. You're just not. So they came back with a sense of urgency, and you can tell because pretty much after halftime, the Warriors took off. So to Mark's point, I was thinking the same thing. I still feel like this is the Warrior series because even in the loss, they only lost 1 quarter. I feel like of the 8 quarters, I was gonna say 6, but Golden State's won at least 6 quarters. So if you're asking who's been the better team, I would say the Warriors, especially since JT really hasn't been there. But the Celtics have it to go back and forth with them because beating them in the Chase Center is crazy enough. But the Celtics have been a great team all year. Well, not all year, the back half of the year, and they've been a great defensive team pretty much for most of the year. They were the number 1 rated defense going into the playoffs, and I believe the Warriors were top three as well. So yeah, this is going to be a knockdown drag out. I'm gonna stick to my Warriors in 6 because it can still happen, but I wouldn't be surprised if this goes 7 games.
All right, Raj, I know you've been on the Celtics, as I said last night, the past 2 years. You love Jason Tatum. Speaking of Lakers, he reminds you a lot of people of Kobe, even though Crevonte doesn't like the comparisons. But Raj, your thoughts on this series and how you seen it play out?
Well, I think Jason Tatum. I mean, I understand he's a huge Kobe fan, but I think he's doing a little too much. That's just my opinion. I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand he's a huge, huge, huge fan, but I mean the practice shorts with Kobe in the Boston Celtics jersey, nah, B. Let's not do that again. Let's not do that again. Kobe was never a Celtic, but this series right here, I didn't actually predict Boston to be in the finals. I predicted Milwaukee to be in the finals, but I did expect Boston to make a run and have a pretty good playoffs this year. So they are in the finals. They've earned it. They beat Miami in 7. They beat I think they beat Milwaukee in 7, I believe, and they pretty much manhandled the Brooklyn Nets. So they've earned they earned that right to be in the finals. Jason Tatum, I understand he didn't have such a great game 1, 12 points, 13 assists. He did help, he did help people get involved like Al Horford and Marcus Smart and Jaylen Brown, but I'm sticking with the Warriors, man. I'm sticking with the Warriors. I picked them to go to the finals from the jump. I think this team, is a lights out, smash out, beat them down squad, lights out 3-point shooting from all angles. Yeah, they're missing James Wiseman, but still got Draymond and they still got Kevon Looney, racking up the boards. I think this is a better team than Boston is. I think Boston is a great team, don't get me wrong, but I think it's just something about Golden State, man. I mean, Steph Curry can hit a 3 and change the whole atmosphere of a game. And right now, they only like Mark said, they only lost 1 quarter. So, and that's with Klay Thompson struggling these first 2 games of the series. I think he's only averaging like 11 points in both of the games. So he's not really playing well. Wiggins could play a lot better. He's not really doing what he's supposed to do either. And they still got a whole lot of other people that can score. Like Mr. Poole. Mr. Poole I think he had a bad first game, but he scored 17 in the second game.
He had a pool party.
And Draymond Green is not really a scorer either, but if he can actually get you 10 points or 15 points, I mean, that would be awesome as well. But they got so much scoring that I don't think that Boston can defend everybody. Don't get me wrong, they have a great defense, but when they was playing Miami, they only had to worry about at least 2 people, and sometimes maybe 3, and that was Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, and Mr. Lowry. But
man, that's one person. I heard you say one name. You said one name.
I'm just saying, man. They had options. It was like the real only option was Jimmy Butler. Okay, don't get me wrong. It was Jimmy Butler, and that was it. Tyler Hero didn't play most of the series because he was hurt, but Jimmy Butler was giving them buckets whenever he wanted to give them buckets. With this Golden State team, anybody can give them buckets, and it's going to be a problem. Steph is going to show up. We know that. Mr. Poole's going to come back and do what he does. Iguodala had a great first game, and I couldn't believe he was still on the team. When I saw him, I was like, Iguodala's still there? But I mean, I just think they have so much firepower that it's going to be over with at least in 6 games. I think it is going to go 6. Golden State's going to win this series in 6, but Boston's going to fight. We know this for sure. They're not going to go down without a fight. They've been fighting this whole since the second half of the year. They've pretty much beaten all the best Eastern Conference teams. So it's a shout out to them in their efforts of actually, stepping up to the challenge when need be. Because a lot of people was thinking like, look, maybe we should trade Marcus Smart. Maybe Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are not the duo that we think they are. Nah, man, they just had to mature in their roles, and they had to figure out how to play with each
And
other,
get a better coach.
and get a better coach. Exactly. So this Boston team is going to be around for years to come. This is not the first time they're going to make the finals. They're going to be around for a while. And with
But
that said, yeah,
Rod, what is Boston doing in this pick and roll with Steph Curry? Like, I don't, I'm lost. Why is nobody showing off the screen like they're laying back like Steph can't hit a three from anywhere? Like, I'm lost.
I think that's what they changed in Game 3. I think they actually stopped the pick and roll. I think they're not going to allow that in Boston.
You
I think they're going
can't.
to make it. They're
So
going
do
to
you
make
double? You doubling Steph Curry every time?
not every time, but in key moments you have to double them. You can't double them every time because you
No,
don't
no,
want to
because
leave.
he's gonna find a guy.
He's
Because
going to find
Steph's
somebody,
gonna find a guy.
and that's what Clay might, and that's what Clay might actually show up.
That's the scary
So
part. Like y'all said, Clay has not done anything yet. You know, he liable to go for 40 in a quarter or something.
exactly. So I wouldn't double team him all the time, but in key moments you have to hit him with a double team. Maybe with the
Boston's
half
known for
court
their
double team
defense.
too.
Like y'all said, Boston had the best defense in the NBA this year.
So I think they'll figure it out. I think they'll figure out at least not let me not say figure it out. Mix it up. You know, a little bit. Mix it up a little bit. Trap some
Mm-hmm.
and show fall back, trap some. Just because we don't want Steph to have the ball. You know,
Yeah.
You don't want Steph to have the ball
You're right,
at
Mike.
all.
You're right, Mike.
Right.
You want him
Especially
to
when he hit
get
his
it up.
spots. Especially when he hit his spots. You don't want him to hand the ball.
Exactly.
So maybe you muck him up a little bit. Maybe you make it rough for him. I remember when Marcus Smart was guarding him. He made it rough for stuff. He really did. He even hurt him in the regular season, I believe, as well. So maybe you got to do a little bit of that. I'm not saying hurt him. I'm just saying maybe make it a bit difficult for him to catch the ball and have a little groove going on. You want him to be a little timid. You want him to think about it. But if Steph is if he's just rolling and he just starts getting in his groove and he starts shimmying,
man, it's like, oh gosh, it's
ugly.
demoralizing. It's almost demoralizing for his
ugly.
team. And, but I think the biggest difference, for at least on the Warriors side of the game, on the series as a whole, with Draymond Green.
Yeah.
Draymond Green had a terrible game one, turning the ball over. And when you're like the primary ball handler, like the ball goes through Draymond, and when he's turning the ball over, it's almost you're giving the game away, and it completely switched for game two. Like the Warriors are not a physical team; they've never been mistaken for a physical team at all, ever. But how Draymond Green started game two, snatching that ball, jump ball with Al Horford, it was like, oh, so this is what it's going to be. And even Steph turned it up on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
So like when the Warriors really like lock in defensively, they are very, very, very tough to beat. But also one of my keys, because I talked to our good brother Shane, of course. He's from Boston, obviously a Celtics fan. I told him before the series, before the series started, turnovers. Every time the Celtics had more than like 10 or 12 turnovers, they lose.
Yep.
And the Warriors don't need extra possessions to beat you. You know what I'm saying? So you turn the ball over 11 times, that's a potential 33 points you giving the Warriors, and then you lose by 25. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up, the Celtics have to do a better job at taking care of the basketball. But I think it started with Draymond Green. Basically he went at like 4 people on the Celtics and completely threw them off the game, off their game, and they never really recovered. Al Horford had a outlier game with the 26 and 6 threes, because he came crashing back down to earth. I believe Marcus Smart only had a couple points. Al Horford had a couple points. JB didn't have a good game. Like your starters have to play like starters, and then your bench come in and put you over the top.
I think Marcus Smart only had 2 points.
Yep, only had 2 points.
Our Horford had 2. You know what I'm saying? And JB, I don't know. I don't think he made double digits either. But my thing is, your role players look better when you're ahead. When you need them to do something, like Derek White, the what's his name? Petrie, Pritchard, nothing. Because see, now when you need them, it's hard. It's hard for them to get it going because the role players go as the starters go.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, and the role players really stepped up in game 1 towards the end of the game. But if Jason Tatum, honestly, don't let the 28 points fool you. He didn't have a good game either.
No, he didn't.
You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be interesting moving forward. I'm sure the Celtics they have to play better because they turn the ball over. You're going to lose. That's just how it is because the Warriors can still get up and run. They hit a transition 3 and then rip your heart out and step on it. You know what I'm saying? And I've known that and I've seen that happen a lot. We've noticed and seen that happen over the last 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen them in the finals a lot and do that very thing to people every time. You know what I'm saying? So the Celtics are I think they did what they had to do. They took game 1. And at the end of the day, no matter how game 2 went, you won game 1. And
exactly.
you're going back to your crib 1-1. So that is something to tip your hat to. But that was a hard momentum shift. That was a really hard momentum shift for game 2. So game 3, it's going to be interesting. The line is 3.5. The Celtics will be favored by 3.5. And I said, whoo, okay. All right.
Well, let me give my prediction on game 3 real quick. I do think Boston wins game 3. I think that home cooking is going to do them very well. I think the others will show up, Pritchard and Thies and Mr. Robert Williams. I love Mr. Robert Williams. He's a pogo stick. But I think that these guys show up. I think that Jason Tatum has a great game. I think Jaylen Brown has a great game. I think Marcus Smart has a bounce back game. And I think they lock down. I think they find a way to stop Steph Curry, from at least getting the 29 points the next game. So I think that Boston wins game 3. But like you said, man, for Golden State, I think that the best player is Steph Curry, but I think the heart and soul of that team has always been Draymond Green. Whatever dirty work that needs to be done, he does it. He's a motivator. He gets everybody focused. He's the primary ball handler going up the court. So I think Draymond Green is crucial in this series. I think for them to actually win in 6 games, he has to make sure that everybody's in position and that he's leading the charge defensively. Because without him, yeah, it's going to be a long night for Golden State. but with him,
Mark.
yes,
Mark,
Mr. Triple Single, Mark. See, Mark knows some stuff, man. Mark knows some stuff. But yes, he's a very key guy in this series, man. A very key guy. So for Golden State to win it in 6, Draymond Green is going to have to be the guy that he already is. And for Boston to win, it's going to have to be Marcus Smart. He's going to have to be that guy that's going to be shutting down Steph, like white on rice. He's going to have to shut him down, baby, or at least hold him to a certain amount.
Hold him, baby. Listen, man, they gotta survive that damn third quarter, man.
Yeah,
hey, listen, Byron, listen, a bet I've been on the Warriors third quarter, yo. I hit on the first game. Because I think the over for both teams, but if the Warriors are involved, I feel like it's gonna go over. I hit in the first game, and the second game, the fucking who said it? I think it was Mark. This one couldn't buy a basket. They only had like 14 points. They had 14 points the whole third quarter, bro. All I needed was 20. All I needed them was 20, and I'd have won that bet too. But they could not buy a basket. All I needed was 20 points, yo. And they got 14. I'm like, oh gosh, man, whatever. I'm taking that bet again though, because I like it. But they have to survive. Gotta survive that third quarter, man, because we know since the core of the Splash Brothers and Draymond Green, that third quarter has been a massacre for teams.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't survive that third quarter, and you might call it a wrap. Like that Jordan Poole shot at the half court shot at the end of the third quarter, that was the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Coach
Beautiful shot.
ain't even put it back in the fourth quarter, and he put them Bulls back in there.
But like I said, man, for Boston to win tomorrow, not tomorrow, on Wednesday, they're going to need Marcus Smart to be on Steph Curry, and also the others is going to have to show up for Boston. The others, the bench players, the guys that do the dirty work coming off that bench is going to have to actually do that thing and let that home crowd take you home. That's all you really need. So I think Boston.
What about putting Marcus Smart on Draymond Green?
That could work too. I mean, it can go in both favors, but I feel more comfortable with him on Steph.
I'm just saying because Draymond Green is usually in the pick and roll. So if we're going to switch, I'm just saying.
Or maybe put Jason Tatum on him.
You have options. You have options because listen, this is the best defense. This is the best defense in the league. So you have options. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, mix it up. I mean, if you want to really throw somebody off, throw a bunch of bodies at him.
I trust Udoka with the decisions that he's made so far. He's a damn good coach.
Yeah,
I didn't think he was this good when they first hired him, but after watching him work his magic, man, they have really responded to him. So congrats to him. Even if he wins the cert, if he doesn't, he's a damn good coach.
No, facts. Absolutely.
Well, we will be live on Wednesday night around 9 p.m. here on YouTube. Hit that bell, like the video, and subscribe so you know when we go live. Live streaming game 3, so we're trying it out. We got a couple games left for this series, hopefully a long series, and we'll try to be here with you each game if our schedules allow here on the YouTube. We love the live streams, being live with you guys so we can react to it live and in living color here on the Flex Zone podcast as well. Appreciate all the comments, everybody. We see you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But Crevonte, you ready to get goofy, my brother?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, let the people know what's going on, what the segment is, in case they forgot while I get your graphic ready, my brother.
Thanks, Rod. Welcome, good people, to Goofies of the Week, sponsored by the Flex Zone. Appreciate you guys for giving me a little bit of time to let me tell my good people what I thought was goofy this week, or pretty much since we've been gone. Oh man, you're fast, brother. You're fast. You're fast, Byron. So I have two cards here. I have green. This was we call this jet green. These are the low level goofies. I use that card for the low level goofies, which means usually funny. They're usually funny, kiki, ha ha, funny, low key. It's all right. We could get past this type of goofy, but that dreaded Falcon Red goofy. Oh man, it's not. It's hot. It's hot. This is a high level goofy that needs to be talked about, and we have to figure a way out of this. And we've gone too far. It's too much. Everybody needs to stop. We need to think about this stuff and do better with our lives. So one thing I have two, and one is non-sports related. I'm going to start low and on a higher note, and it is the massacres that's been going on in this country. I'm not sure what's going on. They said what is it called? The Mercury was in retrograde. Whatever the hell. It's a lot going on. It's a lot of unexplainable things happening. But I do know one thing: just recklessly taking people's lives is never okay. We had the situation that happened in Buffalo where a lot of seniors were shot and killed in a grocery store, And then recently, more recently, because that was quite recent too, but more recently, a school in Texas, an elementary school in Texas was shot up, pretty much, and a lot of babies' lives were taken. Just senseless, absolutely senseless, and something needs to be done. Something drastic needs to be done. And usually, as a country, we're quite reactive. Not really so much proactive as we all would probably hope, but we're more so reactive. It takes something egregious to happen, something wild to happen for laws and things such as that to change. I'm not sure if it's the gun laws that needs to be shifted, adjusted, changed, or if we should allow folks to just up and buy guns. I don't know. I don't know what needs to happen, but mass shootings at schools, mass shootings in general, like we got legit people taking folks' lives, but like the way they got it was like legally. And it's like, yo, that can't be right. And how many times do we have to wake up to breaking news of somebody shooting up a store, somebody shooting up a plaza, somebody shooting up a school? Like, we got kids out here that we all have kids in our families that go to school during the day. And I couldn't imagine, things like that happening to any one of us. Like, that's not a phone call we want to have. That's not anything we want to see out on the news, because it's heartbreaking. And something needs to be done. These governors or whatever, because it ain't on Biden. Come on, man. Sleepy Joe is tired. All right, man. Sleepy Joe is tired. He's behind the 8 ball already. So these governors gonna have to get together and I don't know, strengthen these state laws or something, because this can't keep happening. It just can't, man. I know for us growing up, and we're not that far apart in age, Byron. Me and you, Rod, we're ages apart, but whatever. When we was going to school, I don't know about y'all, I felt safe. I don't know about y'all, I felt safe. You know what I'm saying? I felt safe in school. Like, I never thought for once, like, yo, something wild can happen while I'm at school. I never had that thought in my mind. But now that it's a thought, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just one Columbine outlier, one Columbine massacre shooting or whatever, and that's the one outlier. Nah, it's happening with some frequency now. Like, sending your kids to school is scary now.
Mm-hmm.
Sending your nieces and nephews is scary now. And I don't know what needs to be done, but something. And it's probably something related to the guns, man. It's something related. I don't know what can be done, but I know what should be done. Something needs to be strengthened, something hard laws or something, because this cannot keep happening. And you can't sit here and tell me everybody's okay with it. So yeah, that was my extremely high level goofy. So on a lighter note, which would be a higher note for us, and Byron put up the the picture of Mr. Ham that we had at school was after 901. Yo, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, that's correct. I remember that day, Mark. I remember that day, man.
Yo,
It
facts.
was crazy.
Facts. Yeah. So I was I was in middle school when that was going on. But even before that, it was like, yo, what is going on? Like, what? Who's this? I know. I was like, who's this white man out here shooting all these people? What? He's black? Yo, he's black. Whoa! It's 2 of them. Whoa! Mind blown. And then after that, I think the next biggest one was like the Virginia Tech thing, the Virginia Tech incident.
Mm-hmm.
But that was some time in between. and then it seemed like after that it just got more and more frequent. But yes, that definitely was a plot twist. You couldn't tell me like that ain't nothing black folks do. But that's neither here nor there. Let's get back to sports. Mr. Ham in his
Ham.
Mr. Ham. He had his welcoming conference to talk about, obviously the new job he just got, being the head coach of the LA Lakers. And he said some things that I thought was concerning. So I have a couple quotes. That Mr. Ham said in his press conference. He says, and I quote, "Don't get it messed up. Russell is one of the best players our league has ever seen. He still has a ton left in that tank. I don't know why people tend to write him off. I'm going to approach him like every player I've ever encountered. We're going to talk about our running habits with the ball, without the ball." Okay, and break before I get into the next one. I get it. He is very, very, very PC right now. That's what he is. Like his approach that he's doing, that should be the proper approach. He says, "I'm going to approach him like every player I've ever encountered," which he should, as a first-time head coach dealing with a superstar, dealing with a non-superstar. You approach typically most people, your new players, the same way. But you're not gonna sit here and tell me you don't know why people writing him off. You're not gonna do this, Mr. Ham, Mr. Hammerhead. What did Braxton P. Hart the Brick say and Jamie Foxx, Mr. Hammerhead? You know what I'm saying? That was a. We know why people written Russell Westbrook off. We know why. He doesn't adjust. He doesn't adapt. Anybody that's been in the game of basketball, especially in the professional realm, knows that and understands that. What Westbrook brings to the table and what he doesn't bring to the table. And everywhere he's gone, it's been the same. It's been the same, Mr. Ham. It's been the absolute same. So we're not going to sit here and act like you don't know why people have wrote him off. So I'm going to keep going. Again, I quote, again, share the load defensively and offensively. Defensively is where you're going to see us make our biggest leaps and bounds. Ooh, Rod, you hear that? Leaps and bounds. We have to commit to the defensive side of the ball, or we don't have a chance to do anything. True. Next, the offense won't even matter if we don't get stops. He's absolutely right. He is absolutely right. But Mr. Ham, who the hell is going to play defense on that team? Because your top three guys ain't it. Russell Westbrook has never been that guy. LeBron James had a time where he looked like hell. He could have won the Defensive Player of the Year. He's been on a couple all defensive teams, and Anthony Davis, again, he's only on the court 14% of the time. So what good is that going to do? I understand there's a line between being PC and the truth. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference between PC and the truth. There's a difference. And I felt like him being PC is trying to cover up the truth. And he has a hell of a job ahead of him. He has his work cut out for him. And Mr. Ham, let's not get in front of these. Let's not get in front of these good people and lie. Okay, let's not cover up the truth, because I'm sure you know what it is, and probably Russell Westbrook will probably be gone sooner rather than later. So yes. But anyway, welcome, Mr. Ham. Welcome to La La Land, and this is probably will be the biggest, most decorated job you probably will ever have. Ever, even after you're done coaching, you this will probably still will always be the biggest, the brightest, and the most decorated job you will ever have. And I hope you have it for an extended period of time and you're able to get some good experience and have some success. Because we know in the beginning it's going to be rough. the first 2, maybe 3 years, the first 3 years probably gonna be rough. But if the Lakers are doing what I think they're doing, they're going to be patient with you. They're going to be very patient with you, and you're going to have some time to turn this thing around. Now, don't take too much time because they will still fire you. But, get it together, and get it together. I think this is that's more of a ha-ha, hee-hee, kiki one. That's a low-level grade because he probably will do well. Who knows? He probably will do well, or he probably won't. Yeah, we don't know. But that's a low-level goofy for me. So you ham with spam. You are just going in rush. hopefully, the Lakers organization give him some good toppings to go on his ham sandwich. Okay, so it could be so you could digest it, Raj. Okay, so you could be able to. You and the other Lakers fans can digest it properly. But anyway, those are my goofies of the week. We have Mr. Ham. Coach Ham, the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers, low level goofy, and of course the shootings and massacres and goofiness going on in the country, high level goofy. There's a thin line, y'all know my line. There's a thin line between goofy and great, and all of this mess is on the wrong side of it. We got to do better as a people, brothers. Is Byron talking?
Yeah, I think he's on mute. You're on mute, Byron.
We got him on mute.
There we go. Are we back from being goofy?
Yes. We're back. We're back.
All right, I think they, try to cut my string, but it's all good. Yes, thank you, Crevonte, for that goofy of the week, as always. That's all we got tonight, fellas. How y'all feeling?
I think
I'm feeling pretty good, man.
We all right, man.
As we can break it out of here, Raj, let the people know how to keep up with us on social media, most importantly, the YouTube, and what do they have coming on Wednesday. Actually, Raj, I'll be doing a video tomorrow about the Orioles, some call-ups, and some people getting hurt. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. So get your thumbnail ready. I'll be talking about the Orioles. I'll be talking about the holes, as you call them, tomorrow. Maybe they'll win you a free pizza tomorrow for Wednesday, so you can eat it while you watch the game and you live. But let the people know how to keep up with us on social media.
Well, please, if you like our content, please check out the Flex Zone podcast. A lot of content on there. Tons of content. Tons of Ravens, Washington. Washington? Commanders now.
Yes.
Lakers. All kinds of content. Wrestling. Tons of wrestling content. Please hit that subscribe button. Tune in for more content. We got on Thursday. We had the NBA Finals Game 3. See who wins. Is it going to be Golden State? Is it going to be Boston? Please tune in with us. Watch the game with us. Let us know your thoughts. And please make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, and hit that bell for notifications, because we're going to be going live on Wednesday. And like Byron said, we have a video coming to you tomorrow about the Baltimore Orioles and their issues that they're currently having with people getting hurt and some other things. So please follow us on other platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at the Flex Zone 1. So there you go.
Crevonte, you'll be with us Wednesday night, right? You'll be dropping in.
Absolutely. Gotta dive in. I haven't been on a live stream with you good brothers in a minute, and I can't wait. I'll definitely dive in with you brothers on that. And so yeah, I second everything Raj said, man. We got a lot of things going on. I'm gonna get on some Commanders news. I'm still waiting. They still counting the votes. I don't know what's going on. Like, it ain't that many people. It ain't that many votes to be counting. Like, it's been 2 weeks now. What is going on? I feel like that means it's not going well for us. But I'll get into it at some point later on this evening. I mean, this week with the Commanders BS. But yeah, like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Smash that bell so you get all our lavishly good content. And yeah, brothers out here doing it, man.
Appreciate you, Michael. Let me know if you want to hop on Wednesday night as well, brother. You're more than welcome to hop on with us. Shout out to Dre. Safe travels to your brother whenever you return back to the States. He is the executive producer. You can catch him whenever he's in town, mornings, noon, and night, all throughout the city and country and various countries throughout the global scape. Senior producer, voice of reason, captain of the goofy ship, the Commandalorian. Salute him or shoot him, Commander Crevonte, baby. He'll be back on Wednesday with us as well. And if you got some goofies, shoot them to us. We'll talk about it as well. And of course, social media producer, the man that makes the things pop on the airways, all those thumbnails, all those videos. Uncle Raj, Big Raj, the man who shares his meat, baby. That's right.
Right, I share my meat, baby. I share with
There you go.
any
What is
lady
that?
that wants it. They can get a piece of that steak, baby. That steak meat, that is.
And he'll feed you with the fork. But yes,
Feed you
we'll
with the
be
fork.
back on Wednesday night. I'll be back tomorrow with an Orioles video and any other news that comes out between now and Wednesday. Maybe Wednesday afternoon during the day, I'll do an AEW preview video since we'll be doing NBA Finals. So a lot of content coming. Subscribe. Appreciate all the people with us last night. Michael, Lamar, Mark, Miss Bates, Miss Queen, G, I see you. Everybody, Snowman, everybody, thank you for commenting, tuning in. Dre, shout out to you wherever you are. Safe travels to all of you. And till episode 346 next Monday, we'll see you, if not before then, tomorrow on the channel with new videos, and Wednesday for a live stream of Game 3 of the Finals. Warriors, Celtics, Game 3, series tie 1-1. And until next week, y'all, we gone.
We gone. Peace.
Peace.